So
obviously a 6-time Super Bowl winner.
I think they pair well together because Tom Brady on the downward decline, big time. Bill Cosby, rising star. So here's the deal with Tom Brady. You may know his wife, divorced him, was clearly cheating on him with her jiu-jitsu coach or whatever. Like she's like immediately moved on and she's like with him on social media. Took half of Tom Brady's money, which probably amounts to hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. And you might think to yourself, Woody, I can't feel sorry for a man that still has half of Tom Brady's money. Well, Tom Brady's half of Tom Brady's money was in that FTX stuff.
Oh no!
So now he's gonna be playing for a while.
He's like
he needs his job on the fucking Tampa Bay, whatever the hell's right.
He's gonna have to win another Super Bowl.
he's got to take a lap for 7 out of necessity.
He's like, come on, guys, huddle up. I need this shit. God damn it. Now look, I got to get 5 more passing yards this quarter to hit my bonus. What's the bonus, Tom? It's $8,000. Now I need that. That'll get the alimony for the week.
Well, I'm doing it for Brady. Ethereums. Yeah.
Sorry for Tom Brady.
There's no way that he's hurting for money. But I mean, I feel bad for him as far as like his career, and I'm not a football guy, so maybe I'm reading this wrong about his career. It seems like he did that thing that athletes sometimes do, where they could leave on like the tippity top, but instead they decide to like hang out. And so it's not that it takes away any of their legacy.
To be fair,
it's just
won the Super Bowl
the most
year,
recent. Right? It's like when a family member dies of cancer, like you have that cancer memory of them instead of what they were like in their like prime sometimes, So I think that's kind of what it is with Tom Brady. It sucks. He kind of tarnished the legacy, but I think it's still understood among football people.
Tarnished the legacy at all. You know who's tarnished the legacy? Their legacy.
No, as far as being the best the whole time, because wasn't he the best the whole time he was in the league, and now he's not anymore. He could have left.
Everybody has like a rise and a fall, but he won the Super Bowl like a year or two ago.
Yeah, Zach. First of all, Zach, can you tell us when he won the Super Bowl? I bet he knows off the top of his head.
Yeah, Second, the years mixed together.
Yeah. My take on these pro athletes and how long they stay, it's like they should stay as long as they want, and it's fair for them to stay as long as they're better than the replacement would be, right? And I think Tom Brady's easily. I don't know shit. Oh, he won in 2021. Okay,
so last Super Bowl.
I'm sorry.
Well, it's really like 2 years because we're about to have another Super Bowl, right? Like we're so close to it being 2 years.
Oh, yeah,
2 Super Bowls ago,
yeah, because the 23 will be in like a few months. Anyway, and it's you should stay as long as you want to, as long as you enjoy this job. It's fair to stay so long as you earn your team, as long as you earn your spot, right? Like Wayne Gretzky might be able to get an NHL slot today just because he'll sell tickets. But he's probably not good enough to play in the NHL today. Dude's like 60 years old. Yeah,
there's no way. He's old Wayne's lacing them up and doing well.
Unfair. What if he does like Bill Dotrieve in the end?
The Bill Dozer.
So it's unfair for Gretzky to play today. Brady, though, he's still not the top of his game, but the top of the game. He's a good quarterback.
I don't think the discussion is like, has he gone too far, or is he if he's good or bad? Like that's not even he's still an NFL quarterback who's getting it done. I think Matt Ryan just got fucking benched. Like the guy's way younger. Brett Favre toward the end. I remember his last game. I think it ended with an interception to the Rams or something in the playoffs. It was embarrassing. He was just like fucking threw it away. Gunslinger, gunslinger, your little dick. And you're stealing from the poor people of whatever trashy state you're from. Arkansas, Louisiana, I don't remember which. Scumbag.
Zach said that he has, allegedly, I guess, 21 touchdowns and 9 interceptions this year. Again, I'm not a football guy. That seems like a lot of interceptions compared to the touch. That seems like a bad ratio, right?
That was last year, he says. Last year he was 43-12.
I don't know anything about football.
I don't know what the ratio is supposed to be. Touchdowns.
That seems bad.
I know he won the Super Bowl.
Yeah. But at the same time, but Kyle, you kind of understand what we're saying with like to be the guy for 16 years or whatever it was at the time, and then just punch out. is like a different vibe than being the guy for 16 years and then going, I'm going to retire, and then going, all right, now I'm going to be a serviceable average guy for a few years.
Well, he's had one season where he's had one bad season, right? I mean, this will probably be his last season.
I thought he just wasn't that special anymore.
He won the Super Bowl last year. I think
that's a good. But like this year he's an NFL quarterback. He's just not a special one, I think.
Yeah. Like he's still good enough to be there.
Nobody thinks less of Tom Brady. This is about that whore of a wife that took half his money and those East Coast liberals who took the rest.
these cosmopolitan.
I don't know whatever
background they may hail from or whatnot.
Oh.
That's so funny.
The bastards, whoever took Tom Brady's money and aloof and
that great man's money. Yeah,
he is a great man.
No.
Look,
it takes nothing from his legacy. It's just a different. When someone leaves at the top after being on the top the whole time, it's like.
Who does that though? Who's your best example of someone who did that? Gretzky didn't have. How was Gretzky's
my
last
favorite
season?
Example is?
Was he MVP? Did he get the McCruber trophy that year? Did he get the red leaf cocksucker trophy?
Vincent, you got it right. Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning went to the Denver Broncos, and he was a below average quarterback with a name that was as good as it got. And he played a shitty game, but he still managed to win the Super Bowl some fucking how. Mm-hmm. And then he hightailed it out of the league on top. And I'm like, that's genius. That's genius. This guy, I don't think he was a below average quarterback.
I'm a Peyton Manning fan.
He was on was so
and
good.
Peyton Manning was the second best quarterback for a decade. Tom Brady was the best quarterback for a decade. I was a Peyton Manning fan. I really liked how he would like break down the defense and like start screaming those audibles, and you'd see his offense shift around. It was like he was playing Madden, and he's calling audibles, and it was incredible. I was impressed by that. I hadn't seen that. And then like he could play Tom Brady, and Bill Belichick's like, yeah, move him however you want, bud. It's going to kind of end the same every year for you though. Like they just every year it was just an ass whooping from Tom Brady. I remember some rough ones. Tom Brady had this career where it was like Super Bowl every other year for 15 fucking years.
Like literally, he won the Super Bowl on average every third year for his entire career, and he played for 19 years.
It was kind of neat that he left the Patriots and then won another Super Bowl, sort of proving that it was him.
Yeah, that is cool.
And Belichick hasn't been doing so hot. No, I don't think this diminishes him at all. But like what I want to talk about is
not diminishes. No money. He seems like he's clearly the GOAT in the football world, and I am not one to question.
I don't know about that. I don't know enough about football. It's just like,
I thought he was.
I mean, he's just won so many goddamn championships. You got to.
Who would be the GOAT if not Tom Brady? Like. Or at least at quarterback. I don't know if they do it by different. I'm sure they do it by different positions. He's got to be the greatest of all time.
I don't know. I've heard people make a lot of different arguments from Terry Bradshaw to Dan Marino, but I don't know enough about football.
The only sport where there's no argument at all about who's the best is hockey. Seems like every other sport they have like, well, there's Jordan, there's LeBron, there's Tiger Woods, there's Phil Mickelson.
I can prove you wrong.
Who?
Michael Phelps.
That's a good point. I said sports.
Tiger Woods.
You said sports. Okay, you got me.
What about that other guy, Ryan Swimman?
There is a Ryan Lochte, but he's not even.
That's
close.
What it was. They call him the Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah, I mean, I think
that would be a better name if he had a nickname.
You've got different eras sometimes, often in every sport, really, right? Like boxing and baseball and everything. Like what made Babe Ruth so good, like in 1907, was he just
put into the game?
He was getting pitched to by a fucking one-eyed painter.
That might have been it, right? Like maybe he was a bum. Maybe he was just the only guy who ate enough Wheaties or whatever they were called back then.
They paid him enough to be properly fed, and he dominated.
Yeah. Like that guy gets 100 grams of protein a day.
What?
Oh my God! Wow.
Can you get a picture of Babe Ruth?
Was that it?
In my mind, he's
in his prime. Google Babe Ruth in his prime.
Okay, yeah.
Don't show me fat Elvis and be like, that's
he's
the king.
Impossibly fat and like ridiculously out of shape. And how could he have ever been an athlete? But I think in reality, like he's not that fat.
Like, I think he was just a broad, strong guy, but also like, you know, those old baseball uniforms. It looks like they just had kind of one size and they just draped everyone in a big old uniform.
So his face isn't doing him any favors.
That's very true.
His body is 30 pounds overweight. He has the face of a guy who's 70 pounds overweight.
Well, some people just have fat faces, and that's okay. and that's okay sometimes if that's
I don't know.
Your faces.
If I had to bet though, if Babe Ruth was going to have to face, you know, I don't know, the Braves starting lineup, I bet he's getting smoked. I bet he's going 0 for 4 on the day. Like I bet it's rough. I don't know. I bet balls didn't move the same way back then. Mm-hmm. I bet.
Or they moved more back then because you could do anything to the ball, right?
Well, the balls were completely. Look. Oh, did you hear about this little controversy? So apparently, the MLB used 2 different balls. At least 2 different balls this year without telling anybody. They had a ball that didn't pop as well for the regular season, and they injected a heavier, better ball for batters anyway for the postseason. That's
why the Phillies got second.
We joked around about the NFL doing that Amazon thing.
Yeah, the Amazon
ball. Yeah. Baseball did the shit and just didn't tell anybody. They put a hotter ball in for postseason play.